Tim is on his way.
Okay, Sheila, it's 6 o'clock.
We can't start, Lisa. We don't have a quorum.
One,
Yes, we
two,
do, I'm
three,
sorry.
four.
I wasn't counting myself. I'm very sorry.
It's like, you count, Sheila.
I do count.
Yeah.
I'd like,
This is not like you.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Sammy Morales,
Here.
Sandy Rattler,
Here.
myself is here, Lisa Hobbs, President McPherson.
Present. Would you all stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Has everyone had a chance to look over the minutes?
There is a couple typos I would like to correct before Sheila and I sign this.
Is there any corrections or additions besides a couple typos? Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Opposed? Carries. Approval of bills?
These are all the bills that Kaylee, had submitted. Now, I do know Friday is the last day to turn claims in, so any claims between now and Friday will have to come to the board next month.
And these also include the pool.
Correct. The brand tag is the very
Cool.
first one. That's the pool.
Rentag and the BES for pool.
That BES thing supply for the concessions.
Pardon?
That's the supply for the concessions.
I said that one was for the pool. Yes, ma'am, it is.
Thank you. I can't remember what the,
Oh, I thought you were, never mind. Does anyone have questions, comments? Do I have a motion?
so moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Old business. First up, we have the bathrooms at Callaway. They are getting worked on and they're, should be putting the wall in next week, starting it, and the drywall is going up this week. Do you have any other,
No, other today, you're spot on. Probably
Some of them went up today, the rest of them will be up tomorrow, I think, between now and Friday anyway.
Any questions or comments about the restrooms? New business? Sports contract? Has everyone got a chance to read it and look at it? There is basically no changes besides the name or the person that's the contract is with.
Madam President, if I could, I've got a couple comments on that.
Okay, and Mr. Graham will tell us the others.
I met this afternoon with Coach Plank on this proposed, this is an MOU. We cannot enter into a final contract except with a nonprofit organization, and Coach Plank is aware of that. And so this lists what will happen once Mr. Plank creates that entity, and he gave me some details on that, but for the purposes of this MOU, it's not particularly important, but it does lay out the obligations of both sides, which I think are fairly close to the contract that we had with the old Babe Ruth League. Mr. Plank just got a copy of that in his email late this afternoon, like you did. So if we do adopt it this afternoon, my recommendation is that we authorize Sheila to sign the contract if Mr. Plank has any suggested changes that are non-substantive that would not require the entire park board's approval. So again, this was fairly hastily put together, and so haste tends to make a few mistakes. So I wouldn't be surprised if I've already noticed one. There's 2 spots for the date to sign that Sheila found. But Mr. Plank and his team have not had an opportunity to look over this yet, and for that reason, I'd ask for an opportunity, if there's a non-substantive change, to authorize Sheila to sign an amended copy.
Jeff, I have a question.
Hey, we know who you are,
I'm Pam Church.
those people out there don't.
Okay. Why does it have to be a non-for-profit? Babe Ruth was not.
Okay, well, then it should have been entered into, because the park board as a governmental entity can only enter into contracts for the lease of land with nonprofits unless it wants to go through public purchasing and advertising.
Okay, I'm not sure girls softball is either.
Okay.
So, I mean, we are, the Little League,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't believe that Babe Ruth was nor girls softball.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want us to build something, the non-for-profit's something that we can be a little bit later, because we gotta figure out who we are.
Sure. Now, in the contract says September 30th, and if that's not,
I know, but that's there's
Well,
a lot to do. I called in.
would you like a different date, guys?
Well, I just wanna be open, because it takes a while to get to be a non-for-profit. I've done it before. It took some time, especially with with the service club. We had to figure out who the heck we were, have a constitution, do all those things before I could submit it, because the non-for-profit asked you so many questions that we hadn't even entered into yet. So, it took a while. Sandy was on that. It took a while to get that together, because we were trying to figure out who the heck we are. And a lot of what Coach Plank wants to do is gonna evolve a little bit. So that was one thing that I, kinda wanted to know about, just because the other sports entities in town are not. So, and I know Babe Ruth wasn't. I mean, they didn't have insurance all the time, so. But, anyway, that was one thing that I just was inquisitive about. The insurance, I've already inquired about it, and I couldn't do anything until we have a lease agreement, but also there's a lot of information that I don't know about the Babe Ruth. There's just so many questions I couldn't answer, and I don't know where to go to find it. So I don't know if the city has
permits and things of that nature.
Okay. Well, the insurance I couldn't do until we got closer to this.
Well, you've had 2 hours, what's your holdup?
Pardon me? What'd you
I said,
say?
well, you've had 2 hours, what's your holdup?
Well, I was on the phone quite a while
I can
last
tell.
week, but, and the second thing is, why did it take so long to get to here? I mean, he came before you in February. It takes a long time to do what we wanna do, and we couldn't do anything because our hands were tied. And he was mowing, and then he stopped. And, you know, Clay wasn't happy, and that's, I feel bad, but it's like we weren't here.
Hmm?
So, I'd like to know why it took so long.
Mixed signals and arranging a meeting with the coach and myself.
Okay,
I mean, I'll take the blame for that.
okay.
I know.
I just wanted to know why. And then the other thing is, okay, if I have a house and I know I'm gonna move in 2 years, I'm not gonna fix up everything necessarily, because I'm not gonna spend the money on it, or whatever. So, the 4 years here, a lot of money needs to be put in that, not only in the ground, in the concession stand, the tower, the fence, and all those things. So, our lease agreement says 10 years, and renewable, and we've renewed it, and so knowing that, we're building a bathroom. We're doing things because we know that it's gonna be ours for a while. This, you barely get your momentum going, because it's gonna take a while to get our board together, to figure out where we're going and what we're doing, and as well as all the paperwork that you're requiring of us to do. So, I didn't know if we could at least do 5. Little League does 10, and I don't know about the rest of them having that, but he's a man of integrity. The other people that are, hopefully will be on the board, are people of integrity, and, I think we can take an eyesore into something really nice. You've got the golf course out there, and a lot of people from out of town there, you've got the disc golf there, a lot of people from out of town coming in there, you've got the football, a lot of people. We can take something that's an eyesore now and make it really nice. But it's gonna take time, Ovo agrees, and sometimes with a 4-year contract or a lease agreement, just doing the fence alone is gonna take $20,000. So to make it safe and to make it look nice. So it's hard to put $20,000 into something that you know that it's not gonna be, it's not ours, I know that, because I do the Little League, but it's gonna take some time to get things nice, but knowing that you only have 4 years, that's kinda, I would at least, the minimum to be 5. And I understand your premise, but you gave Little League 10. But we were established, I get it. But it's just hard sometimes to get the momentum going when you know you could be limited on time. So, the people he has on the board are good people. They are people of integrity, people that are forward thinkers, that are good people, that know the sport, know business. And I would request, I don't know, I think he would too, because I know he had a conversation about the timeline. But if you've done it for other sports entities, I would request that we, do 5 at least, when Little League has 10.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
I have something to say. When we done this, we had 2 different people wanting that field. And my understanding, we did it for a year. And then for them to come back and reassess in a year. Is that not correct?
I don't recall, Sheila. That may be.
was that the football using it for a parking lot? Is that what you're
They
talking?
wasn't going to use it for a parking lot,
Oh, okay,
but yes, it was
We
with
were
them.
gonna practice, I believe, right?
Yes, they were turning it into a practice field.
okay.
But I do not have a problem with, if they're open and willing and wanting to move forward. I just thought in our meeting on that, that's what it was. Don't you remember, Mike?
Yeah, we did talk something, about the year and reassessing.
In a year.
You know, that's, a lot more time to sleep on it and a lot more, forward thinking. It would be hard to get anywhere in a year as far as people willing to fundraise, donate. I mean, it would be a tough battle, it really would. And I understand what we did at the time and we agreed upon it.
It can be changed, I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure we
we
did
worked-
change,
that
reword
was-
it.
There was a conversation
Yes.
that had a year involved in it, with the other party as well. For us to go a year and then pull out would be.
I understand what you're saying. I just wanted to make sure I was correct on my thinking.
Yes,
and
ma'am, you are.
I wasn't misquoting.
100%.
Does anyone have any questions, concerns, or any input on the length of the contract?
Jeff, why did we go 10 years with the,
I don't think we should have. I don't think it's legal.
We were told never to do it again,
Right.
so,
That was, well, the problem is you've had bad actors throughout government, and not in the city, but other places that, the day before a mayor will leave office, he signed a 20-year deal with the supplier to supply to maintenance for the building.
yes.
And the new mayor gets in and has his new ideas, or her ideas, and, well, it's too bad, we just signed a 20-year contract. And so there's case law out there now that says you cannot bind beyond the longest term on a board. Well, in this case, I kinda used the mayor's term of 4. Your terms are also 4.
Yes.
I would not go way on 5. And not because we don't think, I know the people that, I know 2 of the people very well that are on this board that he talked about. I know the others. And I agree with what Pam said. They're good folks. They know baseball. They know landscaping and all this stuff. It's gonna be a neat business. But from a legal standpoint, you don't wanna run it into an attack somewhere down the road saying this contract is void. They went way beyond the allowable term. And that wouldn't be good for anybody, including our friends.
But
If
you
you
think,
can, if we meet up every so often, and, you know, you check off your little check boxes that, hey, they give us the insurance policy every year, they're, you know, keeping and maintaining the field, they're making improvements all the time, you know, to me, that's,
Theoretically, every year you could extend it 4 more by agreement of the board and the parties. So you could do an initial 4, and then you could come back in 2027 and say, hey, we want 4 more, and you just keep it.
you just
Okay.
can't do it all at once.
Right.
Okay.
So you could always, that way you would always have a 5-year buffer.
that doesn't state that here, is that just you and?
That would be by agreement of the parties. You could get a new park board that says pound sand.
Yeah.
But any contract, you could always come back, if both parties agree to amend it.
So is that something we could redline and turn out?
You could put in there with the understanding that the parties could extend this by mutual agreement. It goes without saying, but you might want to put it in there to remind everybody, because remember what I said today to you, a lot of times these government contracts get signed, and they get put away, and there's all kinds of issues, and tick, 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 tick,
Right.
and we go past deadlines.
Right.
So, no, that's a good idea.
And if you don't have the same board, they may not be in the same agreement, and the park board could change every 4 years, theoretically. I've been on here 16 years, so doesn't mean everyone's gonna change, but it could, everyone could change.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
but if
just
we're
kind of,
coming back and meeting occasionally or whatever, I mean,
well, we just can't guarantee what someone else will do beyond us.
right,
So that's just all he's trying to say, I believe.
okay.
That's right.
Is that correct?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, anyone have Jeffrey, you said we could go up to 5
Yep.
without a problem? Does anyone have any motions or think that's,
Make a motion that we extend it out to the 5 years.
do I have a second?
Jeff, did you say 4 or 5?
We can go 5, and then
Okay.
authorize me to make an amendment to the contract that says that we can, that the parties agree that the term could be extended by mutual agreement
Okay,
at any time.
I'll second Lisa.
Is that with the amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Has everyone read their contracts? The contract?
So we're gonna make an amendment to that, so Sheila doesn't need to sign it yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
We made some pencil amendments today. I still want them to have a longer look. They may discover other things when they sleep on it.
So do I need to make a motion to allow Sheila to sign it at a later date?
Sign it, assuming there's no substantive changes. If there's a substantive change, it'll need to come back.
Besides the
We
amendments?
can do maybe a quick special meeting and get it knocked out.
I make a motion that she would be able to sign this with whatever he said.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries.
I'll get your verbiage on video.
Clay is not here, so was there anything at the park besides the restrooms that you noticed today, Tim, that we need to know about? No? I did tell Sandy that the paint at the shelter house, because the painter did not think it would cover the dirt or it would show dirt was changed, and you can go out, it's a gray, so it looks nice, it looks real nice. And I'd like to thank, Mike,
The painters.
yes, painters, for
James
their
Barker.
hard work, yes. Very appreciative. Is there any questions, concerns from the public? Do you have any?
So Jeff, you can make those changes and we can get that emailed and Sheila can sign it shortly, so they can move forward with their insurance and stuff.
Can you email me a copy too?
In Word, so you can redline, would you prefer that? Because I think I sent a PDF.
That would be great. I am gonna send it to my attorney just to,
Please,
so she can put it in English. So,
please do.
anyway, just to make sure that we follow every letter of the law, and we will do the insurance when we get it. Every year we put it, Allison gets it, so we do that with Little League, we'll do it with this too. I'm glad you spelled out what kind of insurance I have to have, which I was gonna do part of that, but I didn't have the other. So, anyway, I appreciate all this information.
I do have a question. Since, Clay was maintenance at the field, do you want him to continue till you get this signed, or are you going to go ahead? Just so we'll know, so it won't,
I'll be honest, I think it took me an hour and 37 minutes to mow that thing. And until we get something signed off and done, just because, I mean, I don't think it was any one person's fault in here. I was busy during baseball season.
I just wanted to
I
make
will
sure it
wait till
gets
we get
done.
it signed, and then that way we can just, and if Clay needs help one week, have him give me a call, you know? But I would like to not have that responsibility for now. Until
That's
we get
fine.
something going. But like I said, if he needs some help, have him give me a ring, and I'll come over and do it.
That's fine, I just wanted to make sure it gets done, so we don't get any
The
complaints.
hardest thing about mowing that thing is one, to do more. You know,
I get it.
I don't wanna just mow.
I get it.
I wanna do more.
I understand, we appreciate it.
It's
Yeah.
gonna look nice.
Yes. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?